to another edition of PWCI This Week. I'm the Mad Conservative Crimefighter, and tonight, oh boy, we are going to do another all-news episode because there's so much to talk about, yet again, some of it disturbing. So we'll call this episode of the program the Crimey Briefing. Before I get into the topic matter at hand, I must give a disclaimer. We believe in the Sixth Amendment providing due process. Thus, we have to assume parties are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Also, the views expressed by the Mad Conservative Crimefighter are solely his own, my own. They do not necessarily reflect the views of this station, friends, family, colleagues, or any wrestling promotion. Leading off, someone whose promotion I've refused to cover and blasted every so often for being a cancer on Central Illinois wrestling, and further has been highlighted and lampooned repeatedly by Butthurt, Trash Baggers Network, and World Famous Flea Market for a number of different reasons, is one Rex Gill, whom I refer to as Pinky. Now, before I tell you what created a firestorm against him just 2 weeks ago, I'm going to show you a bit that I created back in 2011 that has never gotten old. Wow, an old Pac-Man game. Hard to believe that this thing came out 30 years ago. I gotta play it. Is this graphics snack or something? What's he doing in the game?
Hey now, you're an all-star. Want your game on? Go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on. Get paid. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold.
Well, the very lowly regarded Holy Havoc Championship Wrestling, which we have blacklisted for years from this program and the St. Louis wrestling community, except when they do something incredibly stupid, so incredibly stupid, that they absolutely must be called out on, has done something further beyond the pale. Information was posted by Jess Blue and told her story on Wrestling Authority Radio, who is a valet for a certain wrestler, which was picked up by a few different Facebook pages that go for bad wrestlers and sex offenders involved in the wrestling business. On January the 3rd, she posted that she was sexually assaulted in the locker room at an HHCW show back in October that resulted in a physical injury of a lacerated kidney. According to Blue, a particular individual picked her up, said something sinister, and dropped her back against the wall. The offender, though, instantly regretted it, as Blue forcibly retaliated by grabbing him by the neck and literally chokeslamming the perp through a table. This perp was outed as Country Boy Zach. We don't know if this person has had any credentialed training to be in the ring, but certainly learned the hard way to treat women with respect. Shortly thereafter, as the post started filling up with comments and was widely shared, another woman came forward by the name of Alex Snow, who stated that she was assaulted by another wrestler at another HHCW event just a couple of weeks ago on December the 29th. It was this incident that motivated Blue to post the alert about Gill's conduct or lack of action. The show in question was co-promoted with Terry Coons and Muncie, Indiana, who worked this event as the Irish Giant. Snow goes by the name of Lady Alpha and is the valet for her boyfriend going by the ring name of Austin Alpha from Peoria, Illinois. She was sexually assaulted and harassed in a locker room by a Muncie local identified as Insane Wayne, who wears singlets with Sesame Street characters on them. The boyfriend of Snow went to Gil and the Beast to alert them about what happened, but was blown off, claiming they were too busy. When he and his girlfriend went public, Gil denied he was blowing them off, claimed he wasn't telling them who did the act, and he was ruining his name with lies while claiming they were ungrateful for what he's done for them. As I stated a number of times over the years, the only name Gil has in Central Illinois is that he's nothing but a cancer on the local scene, putting people in a ring that nobody else wants anything to do with. Or else so desperate to perform in front of a crowd long before they've learned anything, he enables them. We did get word that he supposedly reviewed security footage from the video in question and claims not to have found anything. Yeah, sure. Gil, though, has been accused of creepy behavior himself. Screenshots of messages Gil sent various women, one of them being a 16-year-old, surfaced, where he's attempting to organize a threesome, including Gil's own fiancée. Another past incident was revealed close to home, where he messaged a colleague who was underage at the time. They got himself blackballed for promotion, and rumors of other instances of him hitting on underage girls either in person or via text messages are out there. That's not all, however. Gil, or his fiancée, actually went and claimed Joey Grunge hacked his Facebook account and was impersonating him with the text messages, though that's very highly unlikely. Host of Wrestling Authority Radio has made calls to the American Legion Hall, the city of Mount Pulaski, and the local media outlets have been made to alert the necessary parties what went on. Alex Snow says she has filed a police report on the incident from the 29th. However, the incident has left her with major emotional stress and pain. Rex Gil has also been known to injure his opponents, one of which being a 16-year-old, which I have to question why this teenager was in the ring in the first place. This 16-year-old had to be taken to the hospital after Gil botched a move, injuring his neck on a rock bottom. His trainer stated Gil didn't even check on his condition. His ring, which was the old GAW ring, has greatly fallen into disrepair, where it sits outside in the elements instead of storage. People are so afraid to step in that ring for fear the thing will collapse. Now, as for the unholy HHCW, I believe this so-called promotion would have been gone a long time ago. However, this place has kept going for this long for just one reason: people are extremely desperate for ring time. When they've been turned away from everyone else because they decided training is optional, or they engaged in unprofessional conduct that got them banned, they had a life preserver for the wrestling career at HHCW. However, I also learned that Gil was inviting people to wrestle for him, even if these folks have never seen the inside of a ring before. Let me for a moment address you, Rex Gil, directly. You are a disgrace. You have no place in the wrestling business whatsoever. You have no idea what you're doing. You are too clueless to realize it. You are extremely unprofessional. You have stiffed your talent on pay. You have no respect for the sport. Your repeated attempts at promoting have been a disaster. You are a horrible wrestler who does nothing but put yourself as champion on your own events. And your behavior, whether you just don't know any better because your mental capacity is lower than what is considered average, or you are simply just crazy like a fox, is creepy, disgusting, and predatory. I hope you are never allowed to run another event again, much less wrestle another match again. Get out of wrestling, Rex. You have contributed nothing positive for the local scene and caused a lot of harm. Do not ever come back. No one wants you here. Get lost. To the general public, if you see him booked on the show, contact the promoter, contact the venue, tell him what he has done, and that he should never be allowed in their building. To the wrestlers, you have absolutely zero to gain for working with Rex Gill, except drama, exploitation, and being violated. If you are that desperate for ring time that you can't get anywhere else, maybe you should go back to training. Stop enabling him. He is not worth it. Another situation we've been made aware of that I need to direct attention to and is ongoing. Person who uses the name Arsenal Sims and Truson before that, real name Sean Juan Sims, was arrested for domestic violence. This man on New Year's Eve attacked his own wife with a pool stick and beat her down, only to be stopped by a friend who thankfully intervened. This in reaction to her seeking a divorce, to which he threatened to kill her if he left him. Now, prior to this incident, Sims has served jail time for residential burglary, so he has a prior felony on his criminal record. A restraining order was filed to keep him away from a 13-year-old related to the victim of this domestic violence incident. Unfortunately, that order was tossed when the court date was missed out of fear of the attacker. As of now, this individual was bonded out and was in court last Friday. The victim of the assault is afraid to leave her house. The perpetrator may be engaged in stalking the victim and her family. He also has a history of sexually harassing other women. The domestic abuse has been ongoing for a couple of years. There was a concern about city and county handling of domestic violence issues, possible problems with Illinois law that need to be examined, thus need to be looked at by a higher level law enforcement agency for advice on dealing with the situation moving forward. I did forward that information on to a colleague to examine. Right now, the only promotion we know of that he gets booked at is Project Revolution Wrestling in Chicago. Other promoters, when they learned about his conduct, banned them from their companies. We know that PWR has continued to book Sims because his brother Excalibur wrestles for the company. To Project Revolution Wrestling and any other promoter in the Midwest, my words to you, you should cease and desist from booking Sean Juan Sims. He is a violent thug and a danger to other people. He is a bully. He is an evil man. He must face a judge and a jury for what he has done. People like him do not belong in the wrestling business. Still come on PWCI this week. Molly Woodward tweets again and a special interview with wrestler Osby Tomlin. But first, let's take a look at this weekend's schedule from the St. Louis wrestling community. Be right back. If I'm going to do a news episode, I might as well touch on this. Molly Woodward posted on Twitter, again, I still don't feel comfortable going to live wrestling shows in St. Louis due to the harassment and threats I've received. I don't feel safe. Therefore, I'm missing Orange Cassidy this evening. I am bitter. I hate you, alpacas. Of course, she is referring to the llamas. Orange Cassidy, by the way, is a wrestler out of New Jersey who was booked locally in St. Louis. Ms. Woodward, let me tell you something. You are not welcome at any wrestling show in St. Louis due to your behavior. If you showed up at an event in Springfield, I would turn you away at the door and tell you to get off the property. I described two very real situations on this program. What you have done has actually set back the quest for justice for sexual assault and domestic violence victims because you have committed perjury over and over and made it easy for fact checkers to debunk you. Now I've seen a judge assigned to the case now, and hopefully this sorry chapter of St. Louis wrestling comes to an end soon. Final segment on the program to end this on a more positive note. We have a Lost interview I conducted back in August, I forgot about, at the Missouri GameCon. Here on PWCI this week, we like to introduce new talent that comes into the area. So we're down in the St. Louis area today and at a gaming convention of all places, and I'm starting to find out I'm finding so many gamers used to be or currently are pro wrestlers, and now I found another one.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself to the masses.
All right, my name is Osby Tomlin. I've been wrestling for 11 years now, wrestled all over the Mid-South. I think 6 states total in the past 11 years, and got to work with some big name talent over the years. Got to work with Moose, Davey Richards, Motley Cruz, Derek King, some of the guys from the Mid-South area, and some of the new up-and-coming talent, Besties in the World, Brandon Espinosa, Gary J, a lot of the guys from the St. Louis area, Mikey McFinnigan, Zach Sawyers, all those guys, and I absolutely love it.
Now, who are your original trainers?
I was originally trained in 2007 by Sir Mo from Men on a Mission.
Okay.
In Dyersburg, Tennessee. I started wrestling under the gimmick Crazy Train. I had a braid running down my back, and they had me run out to the ring as a Native American.
A Native American.
Native American Crazy Train. And it was only okay because my grandmother's full-blooded Cherokee. So that's the only reason why I did it.
So you kind of, well, then, yeah, if she's grandparent, then you'd still have a little bit of Indian blood in you.
That is right.
Now describe your current persona, because I've never seen you wrestle before, and probably most of our viewers haven't.
Okay, well, currently I wrestle under the stage name Osby Tomlin, my actual name. It's unique enough that it sounds like a wrestling name, kind of, or at least Osby does. I'm a heel, and I have been for about 6 years. I absolutely love getting booed, which is weird because some people are the exact opposite.
Your heel marks.
That's right. The best way to describe what I do in the ring is I laugh at my opponent. I do a lot of counter suplexes as my offense. My finishing move is a meat hook lariat. I set it up sometimes with a snapmare driver, and it's like a maniacal, not quite crazy character, but someone who enjoys pain and thinks it's funny that he has to hurt himself to win, basically.
Now, I saw your promo pic. It looks kind of gothic or something.
Yeah, all black and white, mostly black. Hair,
long hair,
face. Yep.
Over your face. Oh, what brings you to the St. Louis area?
Well, grew up in Southeast Missouri, wrestled in Tennessee and Arkansas and Georgia for a long time. Then I married my wife, and she wanted to move closer to home. She grew up in the St. Charles area, right outside of St. Louis, and here we are.
So how many matches have you had in the St. Louis area?
Oh, I didn't start wrestling in the St. Louis area until about 2 or 3 years ago. I still primarily wrestle in around the Cape Girardeau area and in Tennessee, but I've probably had 15 matches or so in the St. Louis area, not as many as Illinois, Southern Illinois, and Tennessee, and Southeast Missouri.
So where are all the promotions you've wrestled for so far? Downstate Illinois and Missouri.
Okay, well, it's a very long laundry list, so I'll call out some that are nearby.
That's why I excluded Tennessee.
Okay, so for in Illinois, last weekend I wrestled at Wrestle League LLC in Chicago. I've wrestled for Strictly Insane Pro Wrestling. I've wrestled for Stride Pro Wrestling. Let's see, I've wrestled for SICW. In the Cape Girardeau area, I've wrestled in Cape Championship Wrestling. There was a now defunct promotion that used to wrestle in Southern Illinois called ICAW. I wrestled there quite a few times. And I think that's about it in the area for now.
Now, what current storylines are you involved in?
We just wrapped up a storyline at Cape Championship Wrestling where I was acting general manager who also wrestled. So I was abusing my power to put championships on people that I wanted to put championships on.
Sounds familiar.
I got into a big 5-month feud with Brandon Espinosa, who inevitably beat me, and I got fired from the GM spot. Actually,
another authority figure abusing its power.
That is right. Hey, I don't write the storylines. I just wrestle for them, right?
Yeah, it's so cliched. We don't need presidents. We don't need commissioners. We don't need authority figures. All you need is a guy with a microphone to make announcements. That's it, as far as I'm concerned. Your top 3 matches of your career that must be viewed.
That must be viewed. Okay.
If they're on YouTube.
Oh, they should be on YouTube. I had a match in 2016 with a very good friend of mine, Megan Chris Jones. We wrestled at New Breed Pro Wrestling in West Tennessee, and that's one of my favorite matches that I've ever done. I've also, in 2015, I got to wrestle with current Impact star Moose. That was a lot of fun. We did that in West Tennessee as well. And I think my most recent 6-man tag that I did at CCW, where it was myself and Gary J. and Justin the Juice Smart versus Besties in the World and Brandon Espinosa. I love that match so much. All of which are on YouTube.
3 people you'd like to wrestle that you haven't had a match with on the independent scene.
On the independent scene. I don't know that it would ever happen, but I would love to wrestle Sami Callihan. Let's see.
Let's go ADW for that one.
That's right. That is right. I would also, I haven't had the chance to wrestle a friend of mine, Austin Lane. Big guy, big name in the Arkansas area.
I know him.
And I've never actually worked one-on-one with Derek King. I've always been in tag team matches with him. He's really big in the Memphis area, and I'd like to have a singles match with him someday.
Most embarrassing or craziest spot you've ever done in a match?
How about we do both? First, most embarrassing spot, I got thrown over the top rope one time, and my tights got caught on the tape, and I mooned everyone in the front row. That was
caught on the tape.
So some promotions in West Tennessee didn't have the best rings. Everything was falling apart, so they would wrap tape around the ropes every 2 or 3 months. Well, they didn't always get to it, so it'd get real sticky, and the tape wrapped around the rope would start getting frayed. It got caught on my tights one night when I got thrown over the top rope in a battle royal, and I mooned everyone. It was great. Well, maybe it was great for them. It was kind of embarrassing for me.
Yeah.
They're the scariest or craziest spot that I've ever done. I once took a tower suplex off the top turnbuckle with 4 people involved into thumbtacks that I didn't know were there until I landed in them. They waited until right as we got the tower spot set up. One of the other guys in the match dumped out a bunch of thumbtacks, and the reactions on our faces were very real because we just landed in thumbtacks that we didn't know were originally there.
Who's the moron who did that? How much trouble did he get into afterward?
Well, let's put it this way. I don't wrestle for that promotion anymore, and I still have nightmares of pulling thumbtacks out of me.
I'm not a fan of ultra hardcore matches.
Neither am I. Neither am I. You can do a lot with a steel chair, and that's all you need.
And a table, and a ladder.
Right. Keep it simple.
Alright. Where can promoters go if they want to bring in Osby Tomlin?
Where can promoters go? You can hit me up on Facebook. I'm really easy to find. There's not that many Osby Tomlins out there that I know of. I do have a website, but it's more catered to my other professional career with video editing and photography. It's got my contact information on there as well at osbytomlin.com, osbytom.com.
One last question.
Sure.
Since we're at a game con, I'm going to ask a gaming question.
All right.
What is your involvement in the gaming or claim to fame in the gaming realm?
In the gaming realm? Well,
if you have one.
I do not have any type of accolade in terms of video game or tournaments or any of that kind. I'm here today solely to sell games from my collection and some of the artwork that I've done.
I should have asked that question. Your artwork.
Yes.
Describe your artwork.
I do a lot of paintings from video games, anime, television. I started off painting professional wrestlers. I was very inspired by Rob Schamberger and the work he does for WWE, so I started doing my own paintings, and then I realized I could do the same thing painting stuff from Dragon Ball Z or from Final Fantasy VII, and that's kind of what brought me here today.
Favorite painting? Or favorite games?
Favorite? Okay, ooh, that's tough.
Favorite, or at least to draw anyway.
Favorite video game related stuff to draw?
Or paint.
Kingdom Hearts. Love Kingdom Hearts. I would put Kingdom Hearts 1 in my top 5 of all time, but I love painting. It's interesting from the Disney style characters and the non-Disney style characters and the Final Fantasy characters, they all clash. It's great.
All right, Osby, thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thank you. And
hopefully to see you around the ring soon.
Yeah, and we would love to. And watch out for the lariat.
All right. And that will do it for this edition of PWCI this week. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave your comments and questions below, and I will answer them on a future edition of this program. Also, for late breaking updates on the happenings in the St. Louis area, visit the St. Louis wrestling community at stowrestling.livejournal.com. I am the Mad Conservative Crimefighter, and the spin is making me dizzy.